1st is the start of so many things around here. We have Beltana, we have a really cool full moon situation going on this May. Also the fact that it's graduation season, figuratively and literally for many of us. And also the fact that it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, if you're feeling like a bunch of weight is releasing off of your chest right now, or that the build-up for that pop of release to happen is on the way, you're feeling it for a reason. Let's have a chat. Welcome on back, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi, fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references. Alongside the raw healing stories my characters and the Myrna annals do weave throughout time and space, I help other soul bards do what you love to do most, in your pace, in your time, in your stride, and we create through the chaos, because boy does this world need us now more than ever to do just that. Welcome on into May, everybody. Again, it is a holiday weekend per se for those of us of the Scottish, Irish, and more persuasion, and I am one of the 4 goddesses I do adore. 2 of them actually are pretty active right now, for those of you who are not aware. Totally pagan. Comedic Irish is the mix up here a little bit. I grew up Catholic. Mary's really cool. I adore Nephthys. I adore Morrigan. And Bridget, thank you for being the goddess of poetry and song, literally, that you are. So, the 5th month of the year, the number 5, as a child who is the 5th pregnancy that actually survived from my mother, I am 180 different in a lot of ways. 5th child is the only female child in my family. I've been different from the beginning, and this May started right off the back end with a lot of release of energy. And yeah, I've been doing what I need to do to get the house ready for the spring and summer, and technically it is summer in many parts of the world starting today, or it will be by the end of the month. Getting the patio ready, things of that nature, but also I'm grieving a part of myself that no longer exists. The person who started this YouTube channel truly no longer exists. I'm still here, I'm still alive, but that version of me, oh boy. Some of you who have been around here since I first started this channel circa 2021, 2022, you all have seen a very meek part of me basically slowly die. Slowly unalive. I have always been a social hermit. I have always struggled to do well in crowds, we shall say. I used to call myself in high school the wildflower everybody forgot, because they didn't even know who I was in the first place. And grief is a process, it's a cycle, more accurately, and in this case, I got really stuck between the bargaining, depression, anger stages of letting that past version of me go, the extreme people pleaser who stays busy for the sake of staying busy, so that way I go to bed at night tired and don't have to think about how really not happy I actually am. Life has not gone, and a lot of millennials are going to agree with me on this, life has not gone at all how I planned it. I had planned to have a couple children by now. I know what my chances are of that happening. Especially given I'm still paying off the debt of failing to have children. So part of me is grieving the fact that I might never ever actually be a mom to anyone in this world. And it's not by my choosing. To women who make this choice by their own choosing for whatever reason, it is not an easy choice. I bow down at your feet and encourage you all the more that you chose not to have children, because I'm looking at it from the coin of being told I want to and can't. So I'm the opposite side of that same coin, and yeah, I am very much given the way the world is going right now, I'm kind of okay not raising a child through all this right now. As some of my former students would say, Mrs. S, you totally raised me in a way. That's different. Not the same thing as, like, you know, I've got a kid at home and it's 2 a.m. and they're barfing all over me because they're sick. That's a different kind of motherhood, sweetie. And I think that's why part of me hung on to my teaching career for so long. Because it fed that I want to be helpful to people in more ways than one. And I think that's why I collaborate through my business to the point that some of you are like, Jenna, aren't you overstretching yourself? Applies. Some of it literally is, I don't unfortunately have the child that, you know, my children are furry and hi. You know my child. You've met my child. So I know that being childless, choice or not, is another reason why I'm able to do what I do. I do still kind of work 10 plus hour days, 7 days a week, and it's more like 15 to 20 hour days, 7 days a week. So learning to move slower, as I've told a couple of the people that I've met through doing various author events, learning to move slower and enjoy moving slower is a part of the next chapter of my life. So that's definitely why letting go of the busy part of me. The inner Virgo who always has to be run here, run there, do this, do that. She's being not necessarily retired so much as she is being encouraged to rest when she needs to rest, so that better versions of myself can get some screen time and further develop. Along with that came some hard decisions. I had to change how I monitor some of my mindset practices. I went back and looked at some of my journal entries over Q1 of this year and Q4 of 2025. So about a 4 to 6 month span. And the words, nobody will miss you when you're gone, because they don't even tolerate you when you're here, were written more than once. And some of you know why I insisted on new ink. Whenever I go through that kind of reflective level up in my life, I normally end up getting new ink, is what I've noticed. And look, Arena, are you okay? She just knocked over a bottle of water. Are you okay? I think the bottle of water took more care and more owies in the situation than you. I don't think she actually spilled any. Anywho, and some of you are having certain reactions to what I just said, and I apologize that I felt that way and kind of told nobody. It also is a great disservice to all of you who have been showing up and being supportive, and I'm very sorry that that has come through in more ways than one. So on that note, I've definitely decided that I needed to change my mindset in more than one way and stop being that people pleaser that I say I'm in the process of unbecoming. I've been unbecoming her long enough. It's time to actually stop being her. So I had cause over the last 2 weeks to really back away from a bunch of communities that I help. I not only run sprints on behalf of the Heartbeatings writing community, I am also helping the team behind planning FairyCon to do a couple odd and end things. Hello, all of those of you who have been asking me if there's a Stuff Your Reader event connected to that. Yes, it's coming. Give me time. The Fae are very busy in May. I wonder why. Not because of the 2 rhyme. Because of what's happening right now. As a matter of fact, May Day at Rocky Point Park in Baltimore tomorrow. One of the Fae that I have met at multiple Fae and Ren Fair-esque events are getting married there. That's how busy May is. And then, of course, my schedule is changing. I've now put different vending stuff on my schedule. More about that here in the future. But at the same time, I can't do all of this just by going through the motions anymore. And that kind of started happening toward the end of Q4 2025, and it's a new season, it's a new chapter. I want to release that being busy for the sake of being busy from my life and really come back to focusing on growing my business. I have done a lot to help others. What have I really been doing with my own business lately other than writing my own books to build a backlist, which check, I've done that, and doing some editing and maybe some one-on-one coaching, aka the membership here that I have now consolidated to being all that's left of Soul Bard Academy, believe it or not. There was literally nobody coming to classes when I had it on another platform, so I said, just bring it to YouTube. Why, when all of you are here, just do it here. So I did make a change to the membership. It, instead of being $4.99, I dropped it to $2.99 for the next year because I didn't feel like I was really giving the membership what they deserved and what they were paying for. As far as in the variety of what I had promised. And I am considering leaving certain communities. I have fears of letting go. I'm used to feeling like the outcast no one really wants around. Because that was my childhood. Even my own parents said you are to be seen and not heard, preferably not seen unless you're cleaning something. I was literally told that by my parents multiple times growing up, and they were serious. And therefore, letting that go, retiring that mindset. It's okay to be selfish and take a season to focus only on my business for a bit. And I really got into this. I keep saying, Jenna, you got into doing this largely for the same reasons that I got into going into massive debt to become a teacher and get 2 master's degrees or more in the neuroscience of teaching and reading and writing anyway. And the psychology and the sociology also of. So, therefore, it's not just about leading by example at this point. It's taking the intention another level deeper on the iceberg. Because as soon as you think you've learned everything, oh look! We opened up a whole new area on this map and I know nothing. I know everything back for that level. I know nothing for the level ahead. I'm okay with that. I know something good is on the way. I don't know what. I said recently to a couple people, I feel like, and mind you, I write about vampires, and I'm saying this, I felt like several metaphorical vampires dislodged their fangs from me in multiple meanings here lately, and I'm a little woozy. I'm not exactly where I need to be, and yet I'm on the right path. So, with it being Mental Health Month, focus on the good. I keep hearing people say, who were you before 2020? I was at Kennywood Park in Pittsburgh, PA, the Christmas break before March 2020. So we're talking December 2019. The energy was funky, and I was not the only person who felt it in the park, because other people were even saying, something feels weird. Something feels weird. It was the start of a new chapter. I felt that again. It's the start of a new season. Sometimes we have to grieve who we used to be. in order to learn who we're meant to become. Thank you for being here while I do a little bit of soul surgery in that regard. Thank you for continuing to support not just what we do around this channel, because it is a we effort as much as some of you show up. It's we, it's not me. We're telling the stories we're meant to tell for a reason. I always said as an English teacher, you really need to understand the ologies around why art existed. The psychology, sociology, economics, and all. We're living right in the middle of all that, and we know it firsthand. Keep creating. Keep creating. It is birthing something new, and that is sometimes a bloody business. Take care of yourself. In about 7 or 8 years, you'll look back, and future you will look at now you and thank you, past me. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for tolerating the self. Thank you for healing parts of yourself. For yourself first, and others as a ripple.